Now, what's going on right now in the NFT space? I can understand why people may not agree with how the market is. You got the PFPs, you got these just scamming left and right, which is granted that how people feel about it. All right, and then you got the gaming industry and basically how these big corporations just be on some bullshit. 100% I agree on that side. But if you actually had people like myself, and you got other companies, and people that's really thinking about the future and how to implement these things the correct way, so we can be the next big companies of like the Web 2 era, but just going into Web 3. You have some of us that isn't here just to extract as much money out of the people. We're not, some of us aren't here for that. But you have people that's like that, and then you have YouTubers in the news and the media that has a war on NFTs. That is true. You know, there is a war on NFTs. Some of the things is violent. A lot of the stuff was made the fuck up. But this guy, I actually watched some of his content. I disagree with the way he views NFTs, but on the way he views NFTs of the people that he be talking about, completely agree 10,000%. I'm with all those guys, Big Fry, Carrot TV, Josh. I'm actually a fan of these people. Now, do I think that no one can actually crack the code of how to implement blockchain gaming? I already done that. I think Alluvium could be the next people that done it. Now y'all probably like, well, who the fuck are you to say that you have done it? As time comes and we are developing the game, you will see that we have done it. Now, I'm gonna react to this guy's content, and then I'll explain what we did different than any of these other projects. We're gonna go and talk about it. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so before we get started the video, hopefully you guys ain't getting the echo right here. So this is the guy right here. I don't actually know his name, but I am subscribed to him. I am subscribed to him. I don't actually know his name. I just like his videos. So we're actually gonna get into it, watch the videos, and hear what he got to say, and talk about this thing. And I'm gonna give my opinions on, and I'm actually gonna decide on this, but I'm gonna give my opinions on just these people that just these NFT scammers. And you guys stop investing into this shit. You know, that's what the channel's about. If you want to invest in something that's good. And if if you ever want to know, I'm not going to tell you what to invest in, but if you want to know if you can trust it, maybe you're not sure what to look for, put in the comment sections. I will do a review on it, and I'll let you know yes or no, right? You know what I'm saying? So we give it a Caesar. Just go like this or this way. All right. So if you guys want to know if a project is going to make sense, if it's actually the developers, and by the way, it doesn't matter when it comes to developers. People be like, these developers from Ubisoft and all that shit don't matter. It doesn't fucking matter who the developer is. All right. It's all about it's their project. If they're are they really going to put the project out, and are they really working on the project? And it's all about the integrity of the people. We don't know none of these people. You guys don't know me as a human being. So are they showing it? I make sure I'm super transparent with my community. Make sure they see everything. I want my community to be a part of everything that we do. Are they doing that? So if you ever want to know if you can trust the project, if this project is good or not, I will look into it. I won't tell you that you should or you shouldn't, but I will just give my opinion on it, and you just take it however you want. All right. So let's get into it.
The stuff that gamers really want: Web 3.0, metaverse, blockchain, NFTs. Where do I sign up? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is a new console, an upcoming console, going by the name Polium. You can see right here already we're off to a great...
Right there, that's some bullshit right there. Just right here. Just let's continue. Let's continue. Don't put out. This is not financial advice. Legally, I have to say that. Don't put your money in this shit right here.
start, given that they couldn't even get their own proper Twitter handle. They had a...
I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Don't Listen, do not put your money in this. Right here is enough right here.
Type in Polium and then 2 underscores to get their own Twitter account. So that already shows the pedigree of legitimacy that they have in the gaming landscape. But beyond that, we have this tweet right here that reads, "We are building the world's first multi-chain gaming console for Web 3. Discord and website will launch soon," and here we have a Medium post that goes through the details on what we can expect from this console. The world's first multi-chain gaming console, Polium 1 console it's called. Polium is building the world's first multi-chain gaming console. The console will be built by the community. First of all, what the hell does that even mean?
Now, he got to it before I did. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what it means. The community is going to help build a console. That means that they don't have this shit. This shit ain't. Y'all about to invest in the idea. An idea. And this is what majority of you who have lost and got yourselves rug pulled have invested in. An idea. Okay?
And B, what this goes to highlight is that there is no console here at all. They haven't even really started to build it. It's all just concepts and ideas and renders thrown out there to get people hyped for an endeavor that will most likely fall flat on its face. It'll be capable of running games that are...
It's not going to fall flat on its face. It's not. The point of it is not to come out. It's never going to happen. It's literally easy money because they know you guys are gullible. You guys are looking to get rich off of things. You want to be the first. You guys are looking to get rich fast, and this is how they're going to get rich fast. They're not trying to fall flat on their face. They're not going to put it out. They're right here. This right here shows you everything.
Built on different blockchains, all of this stuff. I'm not even going to bother to list these out. And then the blog post claims that the console will be powerful enough to run high-performance games, and it'll be easy to use for a traditional gamer who doesn't understand Web 3. Ah, yes, the classic traditional gamers just don't get it. They don't understand the value that NFTs and metaverse and blockchain will offer if you just dive in with both feet. Not only will this solve a problem, but it will...
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with how he's taking his standpoint on it, but I also don't agree with when people, these be the most fraudulent motherfuckers saying this, that the average gamer doesn't understand the shit. Listen, here's my take on that. Okay, so the problem is why we don't understand. Cause I'm part of the gamer side too, on both sides. But I'm on the side of the NFTs that's actually doing it right. But I'm on the side of the gamers like, man, get that shit. We don't need NFTs, right? So here's what the problem is. The reason why we gamers don't agree with the concept and what these motherfuckers is doing right here, right, is the fact that how they're going about it. Because everything they do is about money. Every project out here, I don't really know how Illuvian run their community, but so far I just know that they got a game. The game looks pretty cool. It's not for me personally, but it's because I don't like auto chess. They literally have everything: proofs of concept, the game, beta, all that type of shit. They have all that. The problem is, it's not that we don't understand. We just know what you guys are about, which is this. It's all about money.
Will also bring mass adoption into the Web3 space. Yeah, wouldn't you like that? Now, they claim high-performance games will run on this thing, but you can see right here the console is not much bigger in terms of surface area and volume than this controller. They claim this little thing right here will be capable of running high-performance AAA games, essentially. Oh, boy. We then have a concept image showing what the Polium...
And then the AAA games... my game is a AAA game, of course. You know, it's funded by myself and the community. But we have our game looks like a AAA game. It runs like a AAA game. If it's not me or Illuvium, and there's probably other ones. Oh, Dr. Disrespect coming out with something. Can't wait to see what that look like. Because he is a gamer, so I like you YouTubers that the people that I actually like to. You guys gotta slow down. This is what I'm saying. You gotta slow down. When y'all came at Doc, it was like, come on, Doc is an actual fucking gamer. What the fuck? Like y'all came at Doc. Stop the shit. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, the most games inside of the blockchain right now, They aren't AAA games. These games you can make in 48 hours.
Dashboard or whatever it ends up being called will allegedly look like, and you can see zooming in the kind of things we can expect. You've got My Metaverses, Other Side, Decentraland, oh my god, Star Atlas, oh yeah, Axie, which by the way recently had hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency stolen from it after a hack, after a heist, so yeah, definitely partake in that. And then My Games, these are all essentially NFT games, nothing here of true substance. Then they detail the controller itself, the Polium 1 controller. The Polium 1 controller will have a fingerprint scanner, scan their fingerprint when making transactions as to make all this more secure.
This is how transparent I am. So when I say that that I build my game with my community, right? Let's go pull up here. I'll show you. Putting the items inside of the game right now, and like I said, I'm rendering. So, 1 second. 1 second. See if I can move somewhere. I'm inside of the system. Oh damn it! 1 second. Oh, it's a 91. It's a 91 thing. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm recording the video. I don't know this. Yeah, so as you can see, let me see if I can put it over here. You can see? Ain't no BS over here. So, as you can see, it's rendering. It's rendering right there. You can't have those, you know, me personally, I think, hopefully I can get out of it. Okay. If me personally, I believe that we are literally the pedestal when it comes to what you guys should put your money into. Not us. I'm just saying, like, when y'all want to put your money into projects, you're like, yo, you don't even have to put your money into us. What I'm saying is, are y'all guys as transparent as these guys? Would y'all show as much as they show us, right? Would you go as far as they show to, and I came with the game first before money was even given.
Except we have time and again seen reports and articles of hacks and heists that have led to hundreds of thousands of dollars to hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency or NFTs getting stolen. And all that stuff happens on the back end. It doesn't matter whether your controller has a fingerprint scanner or not. It doesn't make this wild, wild west landscape any more secure. Oh, but you haven't even heard the best feature about this controller. It will have a wallet button. If that isn't emblematic of the entire metaverse NFT blockchain landscape, there's a button dedicated to transactions because that's what
this so far. We're 3 minutes in the video. Ain't shit about this console. It's not telling you anything. Nothing about the console. Like what's different other than this Web 3? Okay, because PlayStation and Xbox can literally say, we're now going to accept crypto games inside of a thing. Now they're a Web 3 console. What are you bringing different from Switch, PlayStation, Xbox? I bring the difference. Switch is, you can go handheld. You can dock it, 1080p on the screen, handheld. PlayStation, high performance, multiplayer games, trigger, controller, all that stuff like that. When it comes to Xbox, they have the feature of the Microsoft thing where you can play it on your computer, and it's more full. You can transfer from PC to the Xbox. This isn't talking about what is bringing new to the market, other than finger scanner, Web3, wallet button.
This whole landscape is about, sucking you into this black hole of expenditure. And of course they discuss a marketplace app and how it'll focus on buying and trading non-game and in-game NFTs, and all of this stuff is just NFT related crap. Nothing about this so-called gaming console is dedicated to gaming. It is all dedicated to sucking you in to NFTs. It's all about trying to get you to fall for this trap. And no, I don't consider metaverses and NFT games to be true video games. They're technically video games in that they're virtual environments where you kind of have control over, I don't know, an avatar, or over your participation in this virtual landscape. But they're not meant for you to have fun. They're meant to be investment.
if you are a part of my community and you're watching this, you see what he's saying, right? Now, what he's saying, you can't, that doesn't relate to us. Because everything that I say is built off of the opposite of what he's talking about. But what he's talking about is completely true. It's not lying. It's not lying. All of these, other than two companies, Hidden Studios, which is Mua, and Alluvium, are the only two metaverses that I know of. NFT Champions, if they ever come out. Which I don't think gonna come out. But the rest of them is just tiles and avatars where it's nothing. There's no game. And you got Axie Infinity, but they're boring. All the rest of the games are trash, terrible games.
Opportunities in a highly speculative and highly dangerous market where you're going to be financially compromised. These games don't truly capture the spirit of what video games are supposed to be, you know, mainly about fun and immersion and art, storytelling, you name it. All of that stuff is lost.
I will show you everything. Again, for those who don't know me. For those who don't know me. No. For those who don't know me, we have exactly all that. Storytelling within the game. Storytelling is going to be literally a story inside the game. It's like Mass Effect type of thing. ARGs, a whole lore button. Got books coming out soon to go into the story. Sorry, let the website take long. We have so much stuff that's coming, but there's no story element and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into later into the video. Wait. So let's continue this. Let this load up. All right, so let this load that. Let that load up. Let's finish this guy. But you'll see in our website. Just go to Myths Stories. I'll put it in the link in the description. Go in there. You'll see storytelling. Got books, white paper there too as well. But it's literally we have everything, a whole universe. So.
Lost here. Moving on, more emphasis.
I'm only speaking about our project is because one, this page is about me helping you guys not get scammed, and also I told you guys I'm going to talk about my project. So I'm going to tell you the difference between what we do and like what we're bringing to the table versus everyone else. So I'm only going to talk about that. You know, show you like what to look for. Are they doing this? Again, you do not have to invest in this, but you can join the community. We completely free. We got a bunch of people for free. Yeah, come join us and just see the project. So if you do want to invest in the project, don't have to be us. You can know what to look for.
This console, you can discover and play games, metaverses, and apps that are published on the Polium store. Something about a leaderboard that combines all compatible games leaderboards into one, whatever the hell that means.
How do you do that?
Estimated launch date for this console is Q3 of 2024. Hardware will be custom, and the CPU, GPU will be provided by NVIDIA. We will provide more information on the specifications later this year. We will build the software on top of Linux. This kind of gives me Atari VCS vibes, where it just sounds like a PC with a console shell, and they just throw the term console out there just for the hype of it. The Polium 1 also mirrors the Atari VCS in that they're taking pre-orders for a console that doesn't actually exist, that hasn't actually.
That's something you watch out for. They're taking money for something that they don't. I can see if they. All right, here's the concept. This is what we got, but we need money to finish it. I understand that. It's okay. I see the vision. I see what you're doing. Got the concept. Good. But you need the money. Without the money, I won't be able to have fun. Even if I'm investing in it, I can't make my money back if there's nothing to put my money into. But there's nothing to put your money into. So why are you guys investing into things like this?
Been tangibly built or defined. Like they literally say right here, we will take pre-orders before the console's hardware is completely built. And then it gets shadier when you look at the way they're taking pre-orders. You'll be able to pre-order the console by minting or purchasing a Polium Pass. So you can't just pre-order this console through traditional transactions. You have to engage in the blockchain environment. Release plans are further detailed as follows. Polium Pass will be a collection
Oh, one thing for gamers too as well, because we understand and know you guys don't like, well, not all gamers, but for the gamers that don't like blockchain and stuff like that, our game isn't fueled by blockchain, so you can still play the game. It still had the same feeling and everything like that. So you can still earn in the game if you want to. So you don't, but you don't. It's not forced though. You don't have to have a wallet to play the game or anything like that. You can play the game. You have the option to put your wallet in it. And even if you do have your wallet in the game, you still have to use the in-game money to purchase NFT. That's what I'm saying. The in-game money can purchase an NFT, and then the NFT allows you to exchange the in-game money into an actual currency. So it's like a Tropia universe. So just all this stuff. None of this shit is new. It's already it's already built here. But you don't have to partake in that. We're not forcing you guys. You don't need NFTs. You don't need anything. You can play the game. It's completely free. Play the game without engaging in NFTs. But if you want to make money, that's on the money side. If you want to make money, and plus, by the way, for the people who do own NFTs, it won't give them an edge, gameplay wise over you. Financially, they'll be over you financially, but gameplay wise, they won't be over you financially.
Collection on the Ethereum network. 10,000 Polium 1 consoles will be released to the holders and partners. And then in Q3 2025, we will manufacture more units for the public. We aim to sell over 1 million units.
We'll sell about 10.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that one. It is then once again emphasized that the community will help build the console's hardware and software. Again, there's just nothing here, nothing tangible or definitive. There's no product, and they're still asking for people's money. And then finally, the future of Web3 gaming, insisting that the metaverse Web3 is the future. Web3 gaming market size will continue to increase. Game companies are trying to force this to happen because they see a lucrative venture there if this thing becomes normalized. But the gaming realm and just the masses are really pushing back against this stuff. Anytime a company engages like this, they get nothing but negative PR, backlash, and a hit to their reputation, and hopefully this can continue.
The reason why that is because of the type of companies that does it, though. The companies that's trying to get involved, and there's nobody other than myself, really, right now, in Illuvium. But I'm telling you, the reason I keep mentioning myself is because I've studied this space. I have not myself even seen anybody as genuine as we are. And it's not doing it because we just looking for money. I'm looking for a fun game to play. These games are out now are terrible. I'm gonna build my own damn shit. So yeah, the companies that's facing backlashes, all of them are greedy corporations. So I agree. No. Square Enix, no. Ubisoft, no. None of you guys. I don't want none. No, keep NFTs away from you guys. You guys have destroyed gaming as you already done. We don't need you guys to be partaking in anything when it comes to gaming and any more monetization that you guys are already doing with Diablo.
Enough that eventually all these companies will give up, seeing that this is all too much of a PR liability. The blog post finally concludes by saying that most Web3 games are not fun to play like traditional games. We are building for the future, not for tomorrow. Polium wants to bridge the gap between Web3 and traditional gaming. That is literally the worst nightmare for gamers and for...
Blockchain gaming isn't fun as traditional gaming's. We're building for the future. But if their games are trash, then you're building for trash. There's no fucking games right now that's being built. Oh, not being built, because we are one of them. But that's built right now. There's no games that's built right now, but there's games that's being built. You got myself and Louis again. But there's no game that's built right now that piece of shit will be worth buying for. There's no exclusives or anything for that piece of shit. And I'm gonna let you know, Polium, whatever your damn names are, Plastic. I'm not contacting you guys. You guys will not have myths. I'm rocking with Epic, but you guys will not have myths on your goddamn console. I don't give a shit if y'all do come out and people are stupid enough to buy that. You will not have us on your console. I'm just letting you know. I'll lose out on that money on that. I'll lose out on the money on that. I'm fine. I lose out on the fans. all the community that want to play on Polium or Petroleum or whatever you guys are. I'm not putting mine. I don't want you, and you got scams on your console now. What on that on your platform now? We're gonna talk about it, right? It's scams on there already. I'm not putting my name against that. Mm-mm. And you
For the
stole
gaming
you
industry
stole the damn.
as a whole. I don't suspect this endeavor will gain much traction, but that doesn't mean crap like this doesn't inspire ideas for other companies to draw from, bigger companies who maybe can push for stuff like this on a more substantial level to further the attempt of normalizing this stuff in order to grow their financial prospects, to further their financial corporate goals. Now, how appropriate is it that Polium is already in a situation where they're being accused of theft, which is such a rampant aspect of NFTs, of blockchain, of metaverse. Check out this logo. If this seems familiar to you, that's because this was clearly directly ripped off of the GameCube logo. You can see right here, Ben Shimbrook tweeted, "Man, logo seems kind of familiar." Now, Polium, of course, denies that they ripped off the logo. It looks familiar, but GameCube has a G, and the cube represents their name. Our cube represents blockchain, and the P stands for Polium. That's like a student who copied homework going, "Well, I know the two homeworks look similar, but mine has a different name on it. It's my name, and also you can see some of the wording is different. It's wholly unique." Ben aptly responds with, "Yeah, no, I get that you changed the G to a P. It doesn't make this, not at best, a shameless ripoff, or at worst, actual trademark infringement." Polium continued to be stubbornly defensive about this, starting with a lot of criticism and mixed reviews. Web3 gaming will be the future. We'll have a functional prototype ready before we take any pre-orders or funding. Not a single legitimate console manufacturer starts taking pre-orders during the prototype stages of a console's development. By the time they're taking pre-orders, they'll show you what the final console looks like, what the final specs are, and what the final product will be. Polium then begins by addressing accusations that...
Because on the investing side, I mean, just the investing side for you guys, the reason why that's a thing, because now they got to recoup the money that they put into making a thing. But these guys want to make the money first, with no obligations to actually doing it for you, and then put the money, like, if you guys even fund the money, how would you know that you even make enough money from the community to even get the console out? It's completely backwards.
That they straight up ripped off the GameCube logo, stating, "We did not copy the Nintendo's GameCube logo. There are multiple companies that are using a similar logo, but we will illustrate a new logo that is original."
You just basically said that you stole their logo. If you have to create something that's original, then you stole their logo.
Same sentence, they insist that they didn't copy Nintendo's GameCube logo, but also admit that their logo isn't original by saying we will illustrate a new logo that is original. And also, people have already figured out exactly how they came up with that logo. So here's Mechagoblin, who took the original GameCube logo, rotated it so that this bit right here is actually down here, and then you take this piece, erase it, you take this piece right here and attach it to this side instead of this side, like so. And so you get right here, the remove bit here, and then this part attached to this side. And then you flip it horizontally, and you get a P-shaped version of the GameCube logo. And putting them side by side right here, you can see that it's not a subtle similarity. It's very much just a direct ripoff, except for some minor differences, like the color being changed, the corners being rounded off, and the shape being more of a P than a G. And you can already see people poking fun at Polium's attempt to pass off their logo as original with posts like this. So you're looking for a new original logo that doesn't look like the GameCube logo? Say no more. I can help you with that. And here it is, Polium with the not PlayStation logo. Polium then addresses concerns that this console won't have proper games by saying the console will have games and exclusive games. We are currently in talks with different Web3 game developers. So again, just fully focused on money-milking machines disguised as games rather than proper video games. Plenty of folks have similar expectations. Here we have one Twitter user saying, "Can't wait for some cheap-ass Unity games where I can spend all my money during gameplay." They then talk about a roadmap that they have in store for this console. We'll take a look at that in a bit. It's quite hilarious. And then they close off by marketing their Discord in the hopes that people will join in and engage in this scam-infested bubble. Polium also emphasized in a separate tweet that a new logo is underway after backlash surrounding their completely ripping off.
So, on that standpoint, they already had to make a new logo. They got clowned, etc. You guys still invest in shit like this. This is bad. This is just bad for all types of business. You guys still invest in it. You guys will still put your money into it, even though they've just been called out and show that they're already a scam. But because you guys want to get rich fast, you guys are looking for the fastest way. You don't want to miss out FOMO, all that stuff like that. You guys will put your money into anything. You would just throw money at this, and hopefully it goes up. Why the hell are y'all doing that? That makes no sense.
Off the GameCube logo, and you can see just how many people are poking fun at this company nobody's taking seriously. How about this one? Just the picture of a clown face, the Nintendo 64 logo, Tostitos PlayStation. Ooh yeah. This all kind of reminds me of that whole situation with Glory Hero NFT Wars, whose logo looks something like this, which is basically a direct ripoff of the Paladin Strike logo with this
is why they don't take this market serious, this space serious, because look at this shit. Look at this. But this is what happens when you guys invest in hype. Y'all invest in hype. That's what y'all do. Y'all look for what's popular. Don't look at anything. And here's another thing. I want to give you advice. This is why I'm not going to tell y'all what to invest into. Because if I tell you what to invest into, then it's already too late. It's already too late. By the time it gets to YouTube, it's already popular already. So when you see people doing this and all the goofy shit, it's already popular. You already missed out already. So I would never tell you guys what to invest in. It makes no sense. So you guys invest into hype and stuff like that. You guys look for what's popular. You don't look for what has potential and what you believe in. You wait until a bunch of people is already in there and you can't even make money anymore because the people that have been there from the start, the people that's smart, right? People that's a part of the YouTube people that actually trade these things, that gets in there early, they smart. They get in what they got to do, and then they tell you guys after, and then you guys make them more money. Yeah, I will never do that. I'm not gonna tell you something. I already made money already. All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm into. I already made money, and I'm gonna dump it on you. That makes no sense. So y'all invest in these things. Y'all wait until things blow up first to get into it instead of looking for something where you know, okay, this is good. This is the future. Foolishness.
Letters swapped around, but the design you can see is pretty much damn near identical. And beyond that, Glory Hero also copies Heroes, just rips assets directly from Paladins, changes some design elements around to try to make it unique. It's very much that whole, just changing the homework a little bit and submit it as original type of situation. Like this hero highlighted on the front page is straight up just a copy of Paladin's ROM hero, whose concept art looks something like this. This is yet another company that's focused on Web 3.0, on metaverse, on NFTs, on blockchain, whose first instinct was to steal from somebody else. Paladin's developer Hi-Res Studios was quick to act, pursuing legal action. Glory Hero NFT Wars try to play it off as them taking inspiration. Our game art does learn from many game companies, but it was very clear that they just directly ripped off Paladins, especially when Hi-Res Studio CEO pointed out that in one of their assets, they literally forgot to take out the Paladin Strike logo from the image. They replaced this one with Glory Hero NFT Wars, but they didn't notice that this right here just straight up says Paladins and confirms that they direct.
This is the people y'all are giving millions of dollars to. Y'all giving millions of dollars to people who just are lazy as fuck. They won't do nothing. They didn't even take it. They didn't put enough work into taking that damn logo that they stole from off of his hat and put theirs on it. They didn't. So you trust this to give your money to? You think they're gonna finish what they promised you, and they couldn't even finish off stealing? Come on, man. Like, I gotta stop that.
Directly ripped assets off of Hi-Res Studios. Even with hard evidence, Glory Hero continued to pretend like they're being accused of plagiarism, but didn't actually engage in plagiarism. And then not long after, Glory Hero NFT Wars announced that they're transitioning from Web 2.0 game studio to NFT game track. basically Web 3.0, metaverse, NFT stuff,
mean?
just tripling down on that. A match made in heaven with Polium. No doubt those two are going to engage in some serious talks about scamming people. To close things off, I want to check out the Polium 1 website, which is utterly hilarious. The next-gen console for Web3 gaming. Let's check out some of its features, shall we? Wow, 4K Ultra HD. Touch ID. This is an Apple technology and trademark, so unless they're trying to be sued by one of the biggest corporations in the world, there's no way that this console is going to have Touch ID. Now, it could very well be that this company thought that Touch ID was just a general term for fingerprint sensor.
Again, and these are the people you think are going to make you rich. That these stupid bastards don't even realize that that's trademark. Touch ID is belong. That has an owner. They believe that Touch ID, right? They believe when you put your finger on your phone, that's like that's what the technology is called, Touch ID. They think that the Touch ID, the fingerprint scanner on Android phones is also called Touch ID. That's how stupid these people are. Touch ID is actually trademarked. It's not the feature they're talking about is called fingerprint scanner. But they said Touch ID. That means that, I don't even need to keep telling you to say what I'm going to say. These are the guys you give millions of dollars to, and then y'all get rug pulled, and or they don't finish the project, or they just leave the project, and you just be like, they just stole the money, they got scammed, and then y'all come at people like myself and attack us and say that we are flooding or we hating or whatever. You could get lucky. And why would you want to be a part of a project where you got to get lucky for it to succeed? That makes no sense.
Sensor. But even if that is the case, the fact that this company lacks such basic knowledge goes to show that they have no idea what they're doing. Either way, by having this up on their website and promoting their console as having this Touch ID feature that is an Apple trademark, they're already risking getting sued. Anyway, next up we got 8K HDR high dynamic range ray tracing up.
Going into that for a second. So y'all guys that's going to invest in this, y'all guys are going to invest in this right here, and then the money that you guys invest in it, they're going to give it to Apple.
To 120 frames per second. Basically, they're promoting this console to be as powerful, if not more powerful, than PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And we're talking about a console that, again, is not much bigger in terms of surface area and volume than a standard controller. This is just blatantly false marketing, combined with the fact that they've already said that there is no console that's been built. They haven't finalized the specs. So all this right here is just straight up a lie, not to mention not feasible in a box of this size. The website then highlights all of the blockchains that this console will support. You can see the list right here for yourself. Here is the concept of the dashboard that, again, only features metaverses and NFT games. And then the website presents the ability to use multiple programming languages to make games as some kind of unique feature. Okay, sure. Polium 1 controller that is built for Web3 gaming. Again, Touch ID, which straight up is inviting a lawsuit. A wallet button, haptic feedback, headphone jack, sensitive touchpad, etc., etc. Then here's the roadmap that I was talking to you about for the console. 2021 idea, 2021 planning, and not a specific time of the year, just later in 2021 planning.
So we're going to plan in 2021. We're going to be planning. That's the part. So I need y'all to pay us to plan. But y'all there's going to be some idiots that buy this stuff.
2022 console design, and then no year or month listed for the rest of these. Just later on sometime hardware development, then sometime after that software development, followed by functional prototype, DFMA, manufacturing, and then 2024 ready for launch. Just the most like nondescript, vague stuff. And then in the overview tab, more relatively nondescript stuff that woefully lacks clarity on what the hell the schedule is. Last but not least, we have an FAQ section that hardly clearly answers any questions like, what will be the specs? We aim to build a high-performance console. That's all they say about that. The specs you see on the site are not confirmed until we have a functional prototype. So you straight up admit that the specs shown on the front page of this website are completely false, completely unconfirmed, and also just completely unfeasible in a box of this size. So why are you putting all these flashy buzzwords up on your website and generating false hype? That's a rhetorical question. The NFT, metaverse, blockchain landscape thrives on dishonesty. They can't even be bothered to come up with their own original logo and then be honest when they get called out for what is a very obvious ripoff. You don't have to analyze and look closely.
It's not obvious because they still fall for it, bro. I don't know your name, but yeah, I am subscribed to you, I think. Let me see, make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, because, I don't like to be dishonest. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Yep. Young Ye. I think that's how you say his name. Just, if I butcher your name, sorry, brother. But, yeah, they're, it's not obvious because the people still fall for it. So, it's not obvious. They fall for it still. That's the reason what this whole channel is about. I wouldn't have to create this channel. Well, the channels aren't created, but I wouldn't have to come back into this field to protect you guys if it was obvious. You guys could actually see scams and then know, like the pyramid scheme thing. People fall for pyramid schemes and don't realize it's a bluntly scam. But that's what people like myself, this guy, Spencer, my boy, Coffee wouldn't exist if it was blatantly obvious, because everybody would have common sense to know that this is a scam. Earth 2 wouldn't generated so much money. These people who got millions of dollars. What's the pixel dicks? Pixel mind. You got a fucking pixel dick. You paid 10 grand for a dick that's pixelated. I think that was a troll, but still, regardless of fact, somebody opened their thing and didn't get nothing. They paid like $8,000 for it. So these things wouldn't exist if people obviously could see it as a scam. They can't tell the difference between I'm trying to make money real fast versus this is a scam. I know it's a scam. It ain't gonna happen. I'm about to get rug pulled. They can't tell the difference. So that's what we're here for. But even after that, even though you showed the complete writing on the wall, where Shane Isaac can literally say, "I'm scamming you guys," and then Earth 2 guys will still say, "Nah, Shane just playing. He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. He jokes like that. That's he you didn't know. I know Shane when he was a kid. He used to write on the walls and said stupid shit like that, and that's what he's doing. He's not scamming us. Trust me, my money is safe." And then they get rug pulled, and then they be like, "I can't believe that this happened to me," and stuff like that. Well, that's enough stupidity on the internet for me for today. Okay, so the slogan. I'm out of here, and make sure y'all get the fuck up out of here with this stuff. Y'all see this type of stuff? Run. All right, trust me. There's other ways to get rich. I'm out of here.